Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Look what came in the mail. I got two of the beautiful Hourglass Holiday Palettes. I'm going to try them on, swatch them for you, all the fun things. And I'm also going to be announcing my second giveaway on this channel, and one lucky subscriber will be winning one of these gorgeous palettes. Which one, you may ask? I guess you'll have to watch to find out. So please also like this video and leave me a comment, and please make sure that you're subscribed because that will be one of the conditions of the giveaway. All right. Let's get this party started. First, we're going to talk about the lightest palette. This is the Deer palette. I turned off my ring light just for a minute because I want to show you this beautiful palette up close. Isn't she pretty? Look at the artwork on that. Absolutely stunning. And let me show you what's inside. So this is the Deer palette, and this retails for $94. First, we have Dreamlight. This is a finishing powder. This is not a new shade, but this is a new shade. This is a finishing powder called Aura Light. Then we have the Diffuse Bronze Light Bronzer. And for the highlighter, we have Iridescent Strobe Light. And we have two new blush shades in this palette. So this one right here is called Radiant Peach. And this one right here is called Vibrant Pink. And this palette is supposed to be good for light shades. And as you can see, I'm very light. I wish I was more bronze, but naturally I'm not. But thank God I can buy makeup products to make me look like a bronze goddess. I never get to that level, but that's what I aim for. So let's see if this palette can help me achieve that. And please excuse me, I have like this weird dry spot under my eye. There's nothing I can do about it. I've tried to cover it up, but it's here along for the ride, so just ignore it. Okay, so let's try this. Let me swatch it for you. The thing about Hourglass palettes is they don't really swatch that well. The magic really happens when you put it on the face. So it's very hard to see some of these shades on the swatches. But here we have Dreamlight, then we have Aura Light, then we have the Diffuse Bronze Light, the Iridescent Highlighter shade, the Radiant Peach, and the Vibrant Pink. So these are the swatches. Again, the magic in the Hourglass palettes is not in swatches, it's the application on the face. Before I try this on my face, I'm going to try the Swan palette, swatch it for you, we'll compare, we'll discuss, and then we'll put these beautiful palettes on my face. Okay, so here is the gorgeous Swan palette. Isn't that beautiful? So this is probably the most exciting palette because we get 3 new blushes and a new highlighter shade. So up here we have Dim Light Finishing Powder, the new highlighter, which is called Golden Hour. Then the next is the Natural Bronzer shade. And then these beautiful new blushes. We have Luminous Coral, Sunset Flush, and Mauve Fusion. So let me swatch these on my other hand. Now, I don't want to get ahead of my makeup loving self, but I think the Swan palette, just from the swatches, it's winning the unofficial competition between these palettes because this is so pretty. Like, just off the bat, look at that. Look at that dimension. The highlighter, the blushes, it's so pretty. I mean, this is also, but look how unique this is. On top, we have the Dim Light Finishing Powder, and then here we have this beautiful Golden Hour highlighter. So we have the Natural Bronzer, and we have Luminous Coral, Sunset Flush, and Mauve Fusion. Okay, so side by side, they're both beautiful. Kind of look, I'm ready to fight. I'm not. Definitely more pigmented with the Swan palette. The highlighter shade is almost blinding. The blushes, they're different, but not as big of a difference as the bronzer and the highlighter for the two palettes. So I don't know why I keep going with this. You can see there's a big difference with these palettes. So I think what I'm going to do, what I think would be most helpful for you guys is maybe to do half of one side of my face with the Swan palette and the other side with the Deer, and then take that off and show you the different blushes and things like that, because I think it's helpful to get an idea of how they compare to each other on one face. So let's try that. So since this has the Deer palette swatch on my left side, I'm going to use this on the left side of my face. Okay, so I'm going to go in with the Dreamlight first. Okay. Because this is a smaller pan, I'm going to use an eyeshadow brush actually to apply the finishing powder. Let's see how that goes. So these finishing powders, they're not intended to lock in your makeup. This is really just supposed to give you an airbrush effect after you set your makeup and finish everything. So as you can see, it did take away a lot of that shine, but not in a bad way. It's not drying. And it's very pretty. And I'm going to take some of this Aura Light shade and put it under the eye too. Okay, so I took the Aura Light under my eye, this one right here. And I think it's actually doing a beautiful job of brightening the under eye. And I also turned off my ring light, so hopefully you can see it better. You see how it's lighter under the eye versus this side? And then I'm just taking a fluffier brush and kind of just spreading it around there. So if you have a hard time getting the powders out of these small ones without disturbing the other ones, try using a smaller brush like an eyeshadow brush. This way you don't interfere with anything. Okay, so I hope on camera it's picking it up well, but I think you can see this just looks airbrushed. It looks flawless. It took away some of the, the pores on the side of my face. You can see more. It just kind of glazed over it, and I like the Aura Light. It's nice under the eye because it did brighten it a little bit, which I can always use more help with. So on the other side, we're going to go in with the beautiful Swan palette, and we're going to dip into the finishing powder, which is a little bit darker. Oh, okay. Oh, you see how that just smoothed it? That's pretty. And I'm going to take the bigger brush just because this is a deeper shade. I'm just going to kind of go like that. Okay, so you see how it took away that shine, but it didn't mattify it completely. See? I don't know if I like this side more now. Okay, I'm just going down the center of the nose with it. This is just completely eliminating my pores. I think I like this side better. Because while this is brightening, this is really just, you see that veil effect? Not to get up close and personal, but you see how this is more highlighted? This is just easier and just, I feel like, more what I would want for every day. I'm really surprised because I would think a deeper shade wouldn't look as good. I think I like this side better, the Swan. This is beautiful, don't get me wrong. And I think it is good for brightening up the area, but I'm kind of like the Swan better. Interesting. But in person, both sides look beautiful. Both sides look very diffused. But I'm kind of leaning towards the Swan as my preference. What do you guys think? And also, it could also be because I have this dry patch under my eye. It's kind of drawing attention to it on this side. But that's not the product's fault. But if you cover that, that's pretty too. But I don't know. So now let's move on to the bronzer. So for my bronzer, I'm taking my big old BK Beauty 103 brush. So for the Deer palette, I'm going to go into the bronzer. I almost dropped it. Wouldn't that be fun? I'm going to go into the bronzer right here. I almost put it on the wrong side of the face. I almost put it on the Swan side. Oh boy. Okay. Ooh. That's pretty. Has a pretty glow to it. I'm actually going to go in with my BK Beauty Nikki LaRose N15 brush because it has a more pointed edge, and when you're working with pans like this, it's just easier because you can put it right into the pan and it kind of fits. Okay, I'm liking this. So something that I think you definitely probably have to build up a little bit because it is on the lighter side. And because it's iridescent, I feel like it's not showing up as strongly, but we're getting there. It's beautiful. It really is. Okay, so this is without bronzer, and this is with the bronzer. What do we think? It's beautiful and definitely adds a lot of glow to the face, but not any glitter particles, nothing like that. Just a beautiful sheen to the skin, warms it up. As you can see here, what a beautiful bronzer. Oh my goodness. So as you can see here, this is the bronzer. This is gorgeous. You see that beautiful shine that I have on my skin, the iridescence, the glow. Oh, it's beautiful. I love this bronzer. Swan, you got a lot of competition here with your bronzer. I'll give you the finishing powder, but we'll have to see about that bronzer. And I'm just building it up so you can see, first of all, on camera, I want it to really be strong so you could see it, and then also just to show you how much you can build it up. I'll just take my BK Beauty 103 brush, just buffing it out a little bit. What do we think? Ooh, I like this. I don't like it. I love it. This is gorgeous. Now, this is not a new shade for the bronzer, but doesn't mean it's any less beautiful because it's not new. It's gorgeous. Beautiful definition, beautiful effect on the skin. I'm in love with this bronzer. So let's switch over to the Swan bronzer and see what it can do. So taking another N15 brush from BK Beauty and going into this bronzer. Okay. Very different right off the bat. So this is a matte bronzer. This does not have the iridescence that the other bronzer had. But again, that's not a bad thing. It's personal preference, but different look. And I feel like Hourglass did a really good job with pairing the bronzers with the finishing powders, with the blushes in these palettes, because this bronzer definitely goes with this. If you were to take the bronzer from this palette and put it into this, it definitely could work, but I feel like they really paired these well because these are much more vibrant colors and light colors. These are much more deep and rich colors, so I feel like they pair them very well. So that is the bronzer from the Swan palette. Just building this up just a little bit more so you can see how it looks. So this collection also has a Fox palette, which is supposed to be the deepest palette. I did not buy that because very light. And also I wanted to pick up the Horse palette, which is a Sephora exclusive. So on the Hourglass website, you can actually customize these. Say you wanted this color story with the Swan case or the Horse or the Fox, you can customize it. So you can get the Horse customization on the Hourglass website, but the curated Horse palette is only a Sephora exclusive. I may have put an order in for the Horse palette late last night on the Sephora app. I might have. But we'll see when that gets here, what that looks like. And again, that is a Sephora exclusive. And in the Horse palette, none of the shades are new. Those are all existing shades, but I do want to review it for you guys because I want you to have a full grasp of the collection before you decide which option may be the best one. I just didn't pick up the Fox one because it did look very dark and I don't think it will look well on me. So even if I tried it for you guys, I think I wouldn't be doing it justice because it just wouldn't look good on my skin tone. So I don't want to, steer you guys in the wrong direction by telling you not to get a palette just because it doesn't look good on me. It looks gorgeous. I'm sure it would look beautiful on a medium skin tone or medium to darker skin tone. But these palettes that I picked up look better on my skin tone. So this way I can do it somewhat justice. I don't know if I'm actually doing it justice, but I can try to do these palettes justice based on what would look better on my skin tone. So just building up this bronzer just a little bit more. So to me, this is giving radiant, right? This is giving not a red undertone, but not so much a brown undertone as this. This to me is a more cool tone brown, it's giving more of a chisel look, a more contoured look, but they're both equally beautiful. I mean, you can't go wrong with either one. Two different looks though, totally different looks. And I think the finishing powder is very cohesive with this. And I think the finishing powders in this palette goes very well with the bronzer. So very cohesive. Very good job, Hourglass. So let's compare it up close just quickly. What do we think? Which one do you like better? I love both. I really do. I think it's just a different look. And based on your skin tone, what would look better. But I think these both look good on fair skin tones. Very different looks, but very pretty. Oh, and I forgot. I did pick up one of the gorgeous Hourglass brushes to go with the collection. I may have to pick up more because it's stunning. I picked up the one that goes with the Swan palette. This is the brush right here. Okay, so that's it right there. So it's a dual-ended brush. And if you've never tried Hourglass brushes before, they are beautiful. Very high quality, just soft, absolutely beautiful. I also want to get the one that matches the Horse palette. It wasn't available at the time that I put my order in. I put this order in right away, paid for overnight shipping so I can get it to review for you guys quickly because I do know that these tend to sell out. But I do hope to pick up maybe another one of these because this is beautiful. Okay, so first we're going to go in with one of these blushes. And again, first I'm doing a side-by-side comparison, and then I'll show you one cohesive look with each palette. I'm going to go with this Radiant Peach shade first. Oh. Ooh. I think it definitely ties in with the rest of this palette. Oh, I love this. That is stunning. Okay, so that is Radiant Peach. And again, you see how glowy this look is and everything. So here I'm going to go with Sunset Flush from the Swan palette. Ooh, kind of reminds me of Nora's Orgasm in a way, that shade. See that gold shift right there? Not as peachy as Nora's Orgasm, but very glowy. So, if you don't like a glowy blush, you will not like this. See that glow right there? That shift? Kind of surprises me that they put this in a holiday palette because I would think this is more of a summer color. But my goodness, is that pretty? Okay. Okay, so this is the Deer palette. And this is the Swan palette. Again, I think very cohesive. This is very radiant, glowy, girly, light. This is more sultry and like that bronze goddess look that I was going for. Not that I think I'll ever achieve it, but I'm getting closer with this palette. And we're going to go into Iridescent Strobe Light from the Deer palette. Ooh. Okay. That is a highlighter, all right. So pretty though, right? Okay. And I'm just going to take a little bit and pop it under the brow. There it is. So really pretty. I think really natural looking. I mean, you can definitely build it up, but it's not blinding in your face. You can do this really very subtle, lit from within glow. Beautiful, right? Oh, I'm loving both sides. I don't know. I don't know which one I like more, but very pretty. So I only have one other Hourglass palette. I'll show you in a little bit. I have the Jellyfish palette, which I believe was released in 2023. A lot of times I'll take the bronzer and the highlight shade in that palette and use that as eyeshadow. So I think this would actually be beautiful. We pop it right in the corner there as an eyeshadow, really pretty. And now we're going to take Golden Hour and put it on the other side. I have to admit, I'm a little bit afraid. Ooh. Oh, baby, that is a highlighter. My goodness. Wow. But how pretty is that? Okay. That is a serious highlighter. She means business. I'm just going to take it. And this Hourglass brush is so soft. I just forgot how soft these Hourglass brushes are. So if you're interested in picking up a brush with the set, I would highly recommend it because these brushes are beautiful. Okay. You see right there? It's blinding, but it's beautiful. So just to show you up close, this is the Deer highlighter, and this is the new shade from the Swan palette, Golden Hour. See the difference? So, very pretty on both sides, but different. Okay, so just to show you again, this is one side with the Deer palette, and the other side with the Swan. What do we think? What do you like better? I think with either one, you will get that airbrushed, beautiful, ethereal glow, but I think very different looks. First, I was thinking more that this would be an everyday palette, but I'm not sure now. I think with the bronzer and the finishing powder, yes, but that highlighter and the blush, they mean business. Can you imagine taking this on vacation though, like to a tropical island or something? This would be a perfect palette for vacation. I feel like the Swan one, you're good to go on a vacation with this palette. This also, but can you imagine that on vacation? How many good looks you can do with this? So, very different look. Let me know in the comments down below which one you like better, which one you think would be better for yourself. I don't know. Like at first, this would be more of what I would go for every day, but this is very special. This is very unique. So, okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off the blush on both sides and show you a cohesive look with the Deer palette as well as the Swan palette, and then I'll talk about that fun giveaway at the end of the video. So just to show you the palette I already have, this is the Jellyfish palette that came out in 2023. As you can see, this palette is well loved, and this blush diffuse heat, I did hit pan on it. I'm very proud of myself because how often do any of us hit pan on anything? So very, very proud of myself. That's a big accomplishment right there. I'll tell you. Some of my friends who are getting married or having babies, accomplishing all these great things, very happy for you. But have you hit pan on an Hourglass palette before? I think not. So again, I do love to use this shade right here with the bronzer for eyeshadow. I do love that combination. And also, I don't know if you could see, this palette has been through the ringer. It's got dents. It's all well loved and dented and dropped, but it has held up, so that's good. I'm just going to go back in with the finishing powder and just tidy it up here. And again, you just see how it gives that beautiful airbrush look to the skin, toning down that shine, kind of combining both of them. I don't know if you necessarily need two finishing powders in one palette, but I think it's good to combine them. But you see how it took away that very dramatic shine? Just a beautiful airbrushed look is left behind. I forgot that I wasn't doing half and half. I was only doing one side of the face, so okay. But you see that beautiful airbrush look? And I do like that this has some pigment to it, but I'm just taking both and combining them. Okay. Again, just combining them. But you see how it's just making the skin look really beautiful. And I'm just going over my whole face really just because I have the House Labs foundation on today, and it is a little bit of a glowier product, so I want to tone it down just a little bit so that you can see the true glow that comes from these Hourglass products. Going back in with the bronzer. Okay. And now we're just applying this all over the face, not just one side. And it does have a beautiful radiance. Let me know in the comments down below if you like the Hourglass palettes, you collect them. I know a lot of people do. I didn't pick up any last year. I think because I figured I had the one from the year before that I hadn't finished up, so I didn't pick up anything from that collection. I know a lot of people like to collect them and compare and contrast. And the artwork is so pretty, right? I mean, especially this year's with the animals. I wish I could have gotten the elephant one. I don't know what year that was from, but that cover was beautiful. Because elephants are one of my favorite animals, so that would have been a nice piece to have. And I think I'm just going to turn off my ring light for a minute because I want you to see the color without that. So that is the bronzer from the Deer palette all over the face. And just taking a fluffier brush and kind of just buffing it out. So if you're medium skin tone, I wouldn't maybe pick up this palette if you're buying it for the bronzer, because I don't know how much this bronzer would show up on you. It's beautiful, but I think it definitely is for more fair to light. Okay, so now we're going to dip into this other blush from the Deer palette, and this is called Vibrant Pink. Definitely a beautiful everyday blush. And even though it's vibrant, it's not too vibrant. So very pretty. So that is Vibrant Pink. So now I'm applying Radiant Peach on the other side so you can get a true side-by-side comparison of these two blush shades. Okay, so that's side by side. There is a big difference. So this is Radiant Peach and Vibrant Pink. So I think both of these blushes are beautiful. You get a beautiful glow from both sides. But I'm kind of leaning towards the peach, but then again, the pink is pretty too. I don't know. Which one do you guys like better? Just applying the highlighter. This is beautiful. This kind of reminds me, not in the same level of quality, but the Prada highlighter that came out a few months ago. It's kind of that lit from within with no glitter look. That's what it reminds me of slightly. I'm not saying that the quality of this is the same as the Prada. I mean, it might be, but just the effect that it gives, it kind of reminds me of that. And I'm building it up a little bit so you can see how much you can build it up. And if, you know, you could just honestly take this and stick it into the inner corner to brighten up your eyeshadow. And then just to go on top of what I already have on, take that bronzer and just stick it into the crease. And you have a beautiful eyeshadow look. See? Really pretty. Okay, so this is the Deer palette. What do we think? It's beautiful. So now I'm going to take this off and I'm going to apply a full face of the Swan palette, and then we'll get to the details of the giveaway. Okay, so I've applied my foundation for the 3rd time today, and we have a fresh face for the Swan palette. And again, taking a smaller eyeshadow brush just so that we can be very precise with picking it up from the pan. I don't know if on camera it's really showing how beautiful this finishing powder is. Like, this is stunning. Okay, so now going in with the finishing powder from the Swan palette. Just see right there what I did? It took away that shininess. And now the pores on my nose, and see how it just softened everything. So now we're going to do a little experiment. I'm going to take this. I'm going to find a glowy spot, see? Poof. Where's the glow? Now, the glow is not gone. The glowy, like, in your face glow is just tapered down, which, believe me, your girl likes a glowy face. So I'm not saying I always want to cover that up, but if you're looking for an airbrushed, see what that did? And again, this is not going to pick up in the swatches. It's only when you actually put on your face do you see that magic happening. Just taking my BK Beauty 103 brush, and I'm just going to very generally go over the face because I just want to tone down that glowiness a little bit so that when you're seeing the glow, you're seeing it not so much from the foundation, but from the Hourglass products. I mean, the glow is still there, but it's a little bit tapered down. And when I have a big brush like this, how I'm getting it from the pan, you put the brush into the pan, but I'm just applying pressure at one point so that it really picks up that product. So this finishing powder is really beautiful. So still glowy, but a little bit more cohesive, more airbrushed. Again, this is not like a Charlotte Tilbury setting powder, which is a gorgeous setting powder, right? This is a finishing powder, so once you've set your makeup, this is what you would go in with. It's really just to give that airbrush look, not so much to set the makeup. So now I'm going to use this brush, this part, for the bronzer. Okay, I'm just going to buff it out on my hand a little bit. What's nice about the Hourglass brushes is that it really just fits right into there. I'm sure it's designed that way so that you buy their brushes, but they're beautiful and very good quality. Okay, so okay. Okay, we could fix that. Yeah. All right. Okay, I forgot how pigmented it was. And I'm gabbing too much, so I made a little mistake. Okay. Now, this bronzer, you don't have to build up as much. It doesn't take as much time. So pretty. Little nose. Okay. So, if this was a competition, I don't know if it is, but I slightly prefer the finishing powder and bronzer on the Swan palette. But again, I don't know if it's a formal competition. I don't know if we're giving out prizes. I mean, we are giving out a prize. But I don't know if the competition between these two palettes is an actual competition or just one that I've made up in my mind. Okay, so now for the blushes, we're going to apply this coral shade on one side. And I'm taking it and just working the product into the back of my hand because these are pigmented. Let me know down in the comments below which holiday releases you're most excited for and what you might want to see reviewed on this channel. So this is the coral shade right there. So pretty. And I did put a little bit more blush than I normally would, but I just want to show you how you would build it up like that. Okay, so now we're going to go into this mauve shade on the other side. I'm just cleaning my brush, very pigmented. Just buffing that out into the back of the hand. And here we go. Here goes nothing. Ooh. I feel like this is a very on-trend color right now, this kind of like berry color. And just see how beautifully it lays on the skin. It's not emphasizing any texture. And I'm just going to tone these down just a little bit. I'm taking my foundation brush and just toning these down. Okay. So this is the mauve shade right here. And that's the coral. What do we think? I think they're beautiful. This blush is a unique one. This one, there's a time and a place for it, I feel like. These other two shades, I feel like you could wear for a party, you could wear for work. Very versatile. They're very versatile. I think with this shade, actually both, you have to be careful because they're pigmented, but what a beautiful finish on the skin, what beautiful tones. I want to take this Sunset Flesh color, and I just want to put it on the eyes. Okay, so now for the very bold highlighter. Ooh, use a very light hand with this. I know some people may not like this highlighter because it's a little bit bold, but I think it's so pretty. It's special. I feel like it's not your typical highlighter. I think both of the highlighters in the palettes are gorgeous. I just love the way this is catching the light. And again, maybe not for the office, but for a night out, a vacation, if you take this on vacation with you, it's gorgeous. Okay, so as you can see, that's the highlighter. Now, if you're one of those people that think it's too bold, I completely understand. But I would not buy this palette just because of the highlighter. I think you can make it work in certain instances, and not to apply a million things on my eyes, but you could kind of use it in the middle there for a halo effect. Right in the middle. I'm just taking my hand and doing this. See how pretty that looks on the eye? Okay, so what do we think? I love it. I love this palette. Like, this one, to me, knocks it out of the park. Like, just, this is a next level palette. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. So both of these palettes are insanely beautiful. I think you can't go wrong with either one. The Deer palette, I feel like, is the safer option, especially if you have fair to light skin. You have a beautiful range of blushes, and the highlighter is beautiful. The finishing powders are gorgeous, and the bronzer, I think, is very good for everyday use. So if you're looking for the option that you don't have to fuss with or worry about too much pigment, I think that the Deer palette is a beautiful choice. But if you're looking for something a little bit more adventurous, out there, unique, new, right? Because this has 4 new shades. This has the most amount of new shades in any of the palettes. I would definitely go with the Swan palette. I think it just creates a beautiful, glowy, fresh look. I think you could do so many different looks with the blushes. You can use them as eyeshadows. The highlighter is just insanely gorgeous. I think it's a very unique highlighter. And it's a little bit bold, right? It's a little bit out there, but I think you can make it work. And if you don't want to use it as a straight highlighter, you can use it as an eyeshadow topper or right under the brow there, and highlight that portion of your face. But so many beautiful options in this palette. Really, really glad I picked this up. And I'm even more happy that I chose this palette for the giveaway. As you can see in my pretty little hands, I have a brand new Swan palette from Hourglass. So as you can see, this is the box it comes in. This has never been opened. Brand new. And I'm just so excited to do my second giveaway on this channel. My first giveaway was so much fun. I got so many new subscribers and friends from that giveaway, and I just had so much fun with it that I wanted to do it again. And I do have a lot of new subscribers and friends from a couple of recent videos I did, the Louis Vuitton collection videos that I did, did really well and just exposed me to so many people. I met so many new subscribers, and you've all been so gracious, so kind, so lovely that I wanted to give back in a special way. So this palette retails for $94. It's brand new, and one lucky subscriber will win it. So I want to tell you a little bit about the details, and I'll put this down in the description box as well. So in order to enter the giveaway, please subscribe to my channel here on YouTube, and please go into your settings to make sure that YouTube is showing which channels you are subscribed to. There is a setting. I'm going to try to put up a thing on the screen to show you how to do that, because otherwise I don't see that you're subscribed to me. It doesn't show up on my list, so please make sure that that's changed to public. If you're on Instagram, please follow me over on there. I will put my handle name on the screen, and I will put the link for my Instagram down in the description box below. The final requirement to be entered into the giveaway is to please like this video and leave me a comment and tell me two things. Tell me where you're tuning in from, and also tell me a fun fact about yourself. And on Instagram, if you do follow me over on there, if you repost the post that I'm going to put up announcing the giveaway onto your stories, then you'll get a bonus entry for the giveaway. So please let me know if you have any questions. Leave me a comment or DM me on Instagram. I'd be happy to answer them. And thank you in advance for entering the giveaway and for subscribing to my channel. Okay, so thank you so much for tuning in today. I appreciate your time. Thank you for being here. As always, please leave me a comment, like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.